10:22 a.m. on the second day, 10th month, 2023. There's way too many twos and two threes and one ones in this thing for to make it not a Skull and Bones day. You'll have to look into the correlations of disasters that are associated with the numbers of that particular group of individuals. But anyways, I'm going to move on now. The corridor of where the rain's gonna go is very clearly shown on NASA Worldview, right here. In this haze that you'll see down here in this corner, you'll see quite plainly uh, where this storm is going to be brightest shore. And it's going to start over here, dragging in this direction because this strait is closed off with EMF. The normal flow through here, which might have brought it inland further here, has directed this storm mostly to the south side of this island and to bring it more in toward Melbourne. When it hits this spot here, it's really going to cause a dividing line of condensates to start falling heavier. And yeah, it's going to do a big jumping on Melbourne. But what's going to happen over here and near this corner here is far worse as the storm is pivoted, running into a block of EMF. Sorry if it's choppy for you. Right down here has created a wall that this will not go straight out to the sea, and they'll continue to bomb this area, as you can see, like right here. This obvious disgusting deployment of the Schwab sticker in the sky, right? Almost like they're using demons. But boom, boom, plume here, here, and here. Look at this. They're doing a sacrifice season, and they're coming for the trees. They're coming for the forest. They're coming for your land so that you'll own nothing and somehow be happy about that. I don't think so. So I'm going to go through some of the live imagery now and let you see what to expect over the coming 3 days. All right, so I'm going to go on your SFU. I'm going to go right over here and start to roll this. And I'm going to move back a little bit. New Zealand, take a back seat, but just keep your eyeballs in the corner. All right. All the pressures in the cold and everything is all in place. Now they're going to move the layers together like shuffling the cards, man. And the hand that they use is EMF, electromagnetic frequency, to scatter the layers between themselves. And you're going to have a hell of a lightning show as it finally is allowed to come and land along those lines. But you're going to be short lasting. You'll be flash floody up in these mountains when these totals come through because they're coming through quick. A very heavy tendril of moisture is in here. Right? You got a lot of smoke, you got a lot of sand, a lot of ions have been created by the disturbances and rubbing together of those preformed particulates and natural dust particulates that are coming from your desert. Yep, and it's just pinned this storm, pinning it right against using the mountain shape itself and the passes to create wind flows. And I'll be looking for the radar activity as we head into Wednesday. As there is what about lunchtime-ish in your afternoon, roughly along here. And on Wednesday lunchtime, you guys are fun. As you head in toward the afternoon, your rush hour to hit the coast road. Be very careful traveling along here. These are very heavy tendrils. And if that hung out for 3 hours, that's 1.5 centimeters of water. And this cell here is near twice as much as that. Yeah, so there's these pockets, and this ain't going to go away. It's going to circle back around. Right, so over through Thursday as well, you have not gotten rid of this moisture. It's just a continual buffing up against it. So I'll be looking for the beams to create the outflow lines. Right, and then as we get towards Thursday, your water is running. If you have another event along these lines here, all that water now is going to be running towards Melbourne from many of the streams, and the accumulations over the next 3 days is nothing to shake a stick at. I think that's moved a little bit too far to the west, so I'm not in agreement with their dividing line because EMF said different. So, but this is what they're saying, and I'm going to be watching. All this water's coming your way, and I think these totals are too low. I think you're going to get at least 10 through these outlying neighborhoods about here, and we'll get towards the 8s as we come through here. The sticky outbits will be fairly accurate because they're going to move the storm in more across this area here. And the heavy totals are going to come from the kick around and actually the blocking of the flow through this strait. As we block the flow through Bass Strait down here, you see how it creates it has to go here and here. Nothing is flowing from here to here. You can see the rumbling just on the low deck here, just pick up some of the microwave action. But you definitely see it here, how they have the straight is blocked. No flow can come across here and overcome the outflow boundaries of the electromagnetic frequency waves that are jumping up and down and exciting the molecules, which will have a tendency to move towards the cold air. See that squareness today? Nothing to see there, folks. Nothing to see there. Toxic air everywhere. So they've got the straight blocked. So that brings in stuff more towards this side here. And anything that comes out here, if it ain't allowed to go, will begin to turn. If they heat it up, you could turn the opposite direction, and that's what's going to happen. To get to turn the opposite direction, the easiest is to open the flow up through here in that direction, right, to feed back, and that'll cause a backspin, and it'll drive more moisture in. And when that happens, they'll be turning these microwaves off in that area there, to force the flows in and allow the supercells, like you seen that were blown up over here. Like they blew these big cells up today over this area. This is all man-made. If you had big lightning storms today, it was all fueled by this massive this attack. The land grabbers, the gender barons, these rich people like who seem to set policy without being elected by the very actions of their money. Take people out to dinner to get a vote for them somewhere. All sorts of things happen in politics. You guys should know by now. If you expect honesty from a politician, my God, you are so full of hopium that you might as well go to one of their pizza parties and have a hot dog and think that's what you're eating. Boom, boom, plumes there. Obama had a $60,000 hot dog party or something. Jesus Christ, how many people was he feeding? Whammo. It wasn't a morning glory. This is all chem. You see the dots right there. Somebody says, oh, look at the morning glories. No, it's chem bombs. It's the definition of a toxic sky. You guys are in for a hell of an event. I wanted to make sure I get the data on this particular explosive contamination event that was occurring in the trough, pre-setting up some of the chemicals and getting the moisture down onto the floor of the world, and so it can be taken back up in various forms, from dew and condensation, pressure changes, which could cause cooling flows. Anyway, let's see what city we got here. That's Corfington's Harbor. Glen Anus. What? Glen Anus. What? Glen Anus and Inver hell. You guys got bombed to hell. See the 5-star? Boom, 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 boom. With the center emanation point. Cambram stand for. So I imagine some of that fallout just hitting the stumpy man over there. Anyway, that's not such a nice thing. It did too. Look at this shit to your south, my friend. And this is not just microwaves. These got chemical catalysts are deployed in these, like this one here. All right, that streamer dive into that one. So many chemicals, so little time for them. The cull is on, and we are being culled. The forests are being culled. The animals that are protected in the forest, especially being culled, so that corporations could then glean the resources, because there's nothing protected there alive anymore to be protected. What a fucking shame if we have to bring animals that are protected to put back on the land to say, no, you may not come here, to thwart their plans. All it takes is one special frog and you gotta get the hell out of the pond. And all I'm seeing is a bunch of lizard licking, boot licking, go along with this system, lie spreading, believing people that are unbelievable with their claims, called politicians. How many ticks does a politic make? Only you could decide if it's going to suck your blood or not. And I'm watching my land getting destroyed. This pretty much spells out your corridor. You see the EMF line through here? When I roll it fast, you'll kind of pick up on it. Right. You get a square wave that's come down through here. That other haze will be evening dew that forms at sunsets and stuff. The EMF line where it's going to butt up is here. Main action is through here. Suburbs down here. See this tendril? I have to make some things a little bit iffy. And I think your total is going to be a bit high across this area, and that's why I said that. Because this is going to butt up into a wall here, which is going to have to drop condensates from the continual chem it's going to take to flood the eastern portions of Victoria itself. Okay, so as I go through the totals on this, is nothing pleasant to show. You guys are fucked. Really, really fucked. And it's not water's fault. And may beautiful, blessed water claim the toxic attitude and things from this beautiful land. My God, they're coming off to the corner. And the frying of you people over here is not going to be good for your health as they hold this down here. We'll be watching for the beams. You're bending you over here. You need a good delegate? No. Oh, Kambambala. Kambambala. You want to see some Kambams? Not quite yet. I don't want to see them, but I will show them. So as we go through here, you see that cold air through here? That's going to trigger more of those pop-up storms you'll see along the coast. And it's the droughting out of the west is still going to continue as they burn you out because they haven't been able to breed you out. Longshanks. Yeah, if you're getting that old Longshanker right up the old wazoo. The old wazoo. Let's throw in a Kambam or two. You could take your hopium if you want to, but I'm going to take that and shove it up their old wazoo. The world is a great big zoo. And boy, do they give it to you right up the wazoo. It looks like you get a little bit of relief over there, Queensland, coming up there on Monday tonight. I should be back online by then. Yep, I'm coming to see you guys. It's going to take me about a month to sort my life there. So you'll see me as you win. I'll be watching. Ooh, the clobbering. And as you head toward the 11th, you get another great big ass tendril. So the totals of this will be starting to show. And judging from the amount of water I'm seeing in here, it's packing about 15 centimeters where it passes. And it might sling that way. Yeah, it depends on how they do the beams that day. There's no way I can tell you that from here. I can, however, read the pressure. And I'm pretty good at that. So the tendency really is going to draw that line right in over here. The line of volatility is from here to here. The cold air interaction across the straits. If they block that up, you're going to have a big wind event. And look what's behind it. Another batch for your swollen trees to damn sure make sure they kill your trees, Melbourne, and all that. Yeah, you're getting lucky. But this half of Victoria is not. And they are absolutely fucked. Their totals on the next 2 weeks, if this tendril comes in and repeats the action of that, because that's a hell of a, that thing is rotating, let's see, what's the pressure at, as it does, and in this direction, right? That has to come up and over, unless an EMF beam stops it. If an EMF beam stops it, all that water that's in that thing that's going in a circle hits a wall and slides straight in like this and can be moved right where it's wanted to slide move. And that's what that looks like when I see a line like that. So expect these totals and it tends to rise, right, as another storm comes through. Yep. This day's 3-day totals, you'll be subtracted from what comes soon. You'll see. You'll have one day there where they're going to show you the totals. But then you got 24 hours if you're up in these mountain regions to get the fuck out. Or experienced whatever that experience is, it's up to you. I personally would be in a get the fuck out mode if I was in Harrietville or any of these streams through Bright, Mount Beauty, Falls Creek. You guys, it's going to run down these hills toward these beautiful mountain towns, towards your little lakes, into the main rivers, which will then flow heavy and heavier and heavier as the next 3 days go on. So you got about 12 to 15 hours to react. Otherwise, it's going to be bombs. And this is what's fueling your demise. Here's all the cameras already in place. We got the pin and move right here to make sure nothing gets beyond this wave of microwaves. Blasters on over here. Cook Strait is solidly clogged. And probably so are your nostrils. As look at this shit they deployed over these mountains and over these areas that I was just showing you, these expected heavies, extremely disgusting totals at the inundate the peaceful population of this part of the world. They ain't done nothing wrong. Why they want you off your land unless there's something under it they want. You're ruled by a bunch of great greedy gums. Yeah, great greedy guns. Ooh, look at the boom plumes. Boom, boom, Plume go the plumes. Oh, how many directions of the wind here? One going here, one went west. And if you think that's natural, you've gone over the cuckoo's nest. Are there any cuckoos left in the nest? As the forests of the world go quiet, as their food supplies are destroyed. And once the worms stop being able to be eaten, because they're not there anymore, because we acidified and aluminized their soils, yeah, the forest will go quiet. The chirpings of the birds will cease. I mean, it's our fault. We didn't motivate private pilots, so to speak. It's blanket party time. Look at all these tendrils, and I'm just pointing in just one deployment area. Boom, another one right there. They want these chemicals in this spot to keep propagating this waveform how they want. Look at the squiggles over here. Jeez Christ, it looked like some plane did something really wild. An explosion right here. Swab sticker over there. Big old fucking like the unicorn pike, or maybe it's a Williams pegging pole out there. That's one of those fly along in a line deployments and scatter shit on both sides. That's an explosion. Boom, boom, boom. Watch the plumes. And this is geoengineering. Yeah, making a square. But if he was on the ground, you'd be like, wow, look at that supercell. Wow, that's lightning. Maybe it's just an explosion of a firecracker. You assume it's lightning. Because your mind can't get your head around that that's being done. Because the news hasn't told you. You expect different color lightning tonight, as we're going to do some geoengineering. And it ain't going to tell you that. So you start to see weird yellows, purples, greens up in your lightning that should not be there all the time. That's indicative of what chemicals have been ionized and then plasmid and turned into a photonic release through their explosions. And it shows you it's there. In other words, the burn test for chemicals can happen in lightning. Look, that's like the greedy head. Or is that Wilson? Ooh, the chem-bombed adrenochrome volleyball. That's an evil man that made that movie. He's hashtag expose all them bastards, not just the 28. Boil them dust specks. Boil them dust specks. As they're frying this all, there's another swab sticker right above you. The Nazis have claimed their winning of the war. It just took how many years for us to become aware of it? And the Nazis might have won the war, World War II. And this has been a slow negotiated handover of power when the paper clip got bent in the alphabet agencies, forced their alphabet soup down our throats, so to speak. You better look into who is ruling your world and who they're related to. How many SS officers does it take to make the CIA? How many of them does it take to make NASA? How many of us is it going to take to fix this shit? All of us is the answer. Always remember, the answer is we. If you want to save the birds and the trees, because that's the story of the birds and the bees shouldn't be about how we fucked them out of existence. It should be about how we nurtured nature for their environment, not our own. We don't go putting down pesticides that kill other animals. It's just not acceptable. We should just not call things pests that aren't. We shouldn't kill every weed in the yard. Some of these might be the secret cancer cure. Maybe they are. Not such a secret. Because if it's against the law through Cancer Acts to claim you can cure cancer, but only corporate bodies can, you do the research and say you're doing it, then we ain't never going to get nothing but a product that can be sold because people invest in stuff to get a return. And well, you don't get a happy return from the grave. And there's a very grave situation going on here. The poisoning of my world. The deliberate flooding out and burning. Very suspicious grids of fires that are too vast for one person to have even walked in one day, and damn too accurate from some numbnut to accurately do. And I could show examples of that, but I prefer not to today, as it's very, very lowering. Even these lakes here around Albany are going to run. But the big brunt is when it comes ashore is going to be this slides of the slopes. And then that side, when it comes past Bastard Strait over there, you're right in the fucking middle of it. This valley is fucked. Needs a new interchange. Looks like you need some freedom here, huh? We'll smarten that city right on up over there. We'll put the toll booth to monitor who the fuck goes through. What do you got? Did you pass gas in the car, maybe? There'll be a special fart tax Who knows? Maybe they'll be sucking it out of the seats and burning it in the engine. So wait a minute. You're not going to own anything, and you're going to be happy. So where's your car? Why do they need the road? Because there's minerals underneath these valleys. There's something that's wanted. There's aluminum. There's gold in our hills. And well, when it comes to gold, our oppressors get weird, don't they? They get like Daffy Duck weird greedy. Mine, back. No, mine. You'll own nothing. You'll be happy. Mine. Fuck off with that attitude for our oppressors. Fuck off with your fucking Fourth Industrial Reich Revolution. And damn sure you stick these chembabs in the thoughts thereof in the mental asylum where they belong. Because I'm looking at a huge scalar square here. All right, with no nucleates on this end, because this one took them out, making the other square, which starts things turning. Squares turning squares. You know, there's an evidence of a rudimentary clutch being made in the sky. A fluid coupling of viscous fluids react very predictably when spun one direction to another on a level one above the other. Control the viscosity between the layers and you get various effects. When I go over here, it's an absolute shit stripe. It's like some dog drug itself across New Zealand there. I don't think you'll be able to wash that out the carpet. Look at this. Look at the microwaves here frying the hell out of you. Got much energy? Bzz, waveforms trickling out to sea. That little wave that goes right here through the tap. Slow it down, man. You can slow it down all you want, and it's still microwaves blasting. It's still a heated outflow line with a curve in it. It's still this one pointing at a known station. It's still a flow through the strait where this should go, not being allowed through one way or another. The microwaves have stopped the airflow from one side of the ocean to the other, which could actually cause the storm to move more naturally over the top and not fold up like it's going to do. But you know, when you put the microwaves on, you start controlling this curve and it stops. Not only do you put a huge pressure on the island for earthquake risks through here and on this side here, very particularly, just from reading the EMF right there, it increases their risk. I do not do earthquake predictions. I would just elevate your risk based on things I see. Right? There's no mumbo jumbo fear porn world. I can have all sorts of music on here go making you all feel all dissed at ease, but this is diseasing enough. We got to stop dissing our own ease. It's up to you to determine what a lie is, or if who is getting paid for watching the videos that are getting. You must watch this. And all it is a bunch of fear from a guy that would say, like I say, or a girl, the system's going to collapse, and they've been saying it for 10 years. I mean, how much money have you made on crypto in those 10 years? Do you have a vested interest? Yes. No vested interest here, other than I get to smile when I make people safe. I know I'm helping. I know I'm making a difference. I never know who's going to watch these videos because I don't share my work. I just put it on my wall. You guys share it. You are my heroes. You saved so many lives the last 2 years. By warning people, and you're going to save some more lives this week from the warnings that got out. The news wouldn't say who warned people here when your floods came, but the farmers seem to know to move their things. Some people got a warning. I know, because I gave it to you guys. You gave the warning. The news was talking about you. You're heroes. Don't ever forget it. I love you all for it. You stick your necks out for the big all. You try to tell people about these big plumes and they won't believe you. You tell people 20 centimeters of water is coming and it comes. They might believe you 3 or 4 times in a row you tell them. And then you tell them why. Don't you tell me the flood came over here, Hawke's Bay, because they didn't let water out of a dam. Where did the water come from is the question. It came from geoengineered skies. It came from a program that's not even disguised. It's just not told about openly. Another swab sticker over here. That's a bomb, boom, 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 boom. And turned it into the swastika as they parade the Fuhrer's logo over a furious world, as they seem to want their anger vibration and everything. Everybody against everybody else instead of against the motherfuckers who are doing this to us all. They have to breed this air too, but they have money and access to militarized air filtration system. They have access to health care that we have to wait in line and hope to get a Band-Aid, and they're getting silver bandages and stuff on theirs anytime they want to change them to help with the like they give you after surgery, the natural antibiotics. They can afford stuff you cannot. They can invest in people that build med beds. And the military has had work in med beds for about the past 15 years easily. They've become quite advanced. Are they ready for Donald Trump to release the med beds yet? No, because the cancer and pharmaceutical industry ain't done killing us yet. Cancer is a fungus. Cancers can be mold. Cancers can be parasitic sacs of debris and toxins that, when punctured, can kill you. But you're not told these things. I'm not a doctor. I have the same degree as Bill Gates. But I'll tell you what, if having a doctorate means you're going to hide a cure, yeah, they obviously are, because there are no curing wards in hospitals. Only endless treatment. It's like having a dishonest mechanic. Every time you go there, another part's missing on your car needs replacing. Every week you come in with your paycheck. Every month you got to have this pill. Every thing they ask for, you guys give them. Well, no more. Well, I be the system's whore, will you? Only you can decide this. Look at these streamers of shit over the open ocean, controlling the flows of the sea, controlling the weather, owning it. By 2025 was a well-known document. There's the U.S. Navy. It is factual. I think 2025 is early. Just happens to be the year of expected self-awareness of the D-Wave computers, but I believe that they're conscious of themselves now. The two waveforms meeting in a V here, coming across that way, but they're not up here. So that's telling. No, there's a little tickle of it here. Like the ship, you got a ship here, and he's blasting. There's his epicenter. The HMS Kimbambi is out there having a little bit of a blast for your ass as we dive a little bit of a look at the Great Barrier Reef here. Then I'll go and look at a little bit more of your not so charming weather that's coming over the next few days. And if you're living in that area, Victoria, you have a GTFO situation to make. Watch out for the slides. You don't seem to have as much of the slash problem as New Zealand did, but I do believe there ain't been enough fires for your forest floor to have been cleared properly, because the green sets you up to defoliate. Yeah, you think you vote for something because the name says like it's for the environment, and the only environment they nurtured was the green of money in their own pocket. Yeah, you're going to have problems right here in this particular spot. All the creeks, everything meets down here. The Dargo River, you're going to be poster child. Did you get a church or anything down here that needs warning? All right, St. Joseph, get your vestments up. Put some weights down. You know, I don't think this is low enough where the bodies will quite float out of the graves. It happens. Yeah, go to the schools to save the kids' stuff. Get the animals up on higher ground. Make sure you got food for them. And whose business is this? Save your documents. Get your stuff off. Get your tools out of the shop. I don't know. That looks like a good place for a shop. Look at the ERs. I don't know what that is, but whoever's business that is, you got probably about 12 hours, because these roads are going to get very impassable once these storms starts. The flash floods are going to be fierce because of the amount of downhills you got here. They're very, very steep. Right, so you have great care traveling through that area over there. And that river's going to fill, and she's running down this way. And as she goes around certain corners, she's going to cause problems. So the flooding through some of these spots is going to be high. Potential for here, I'm not quite sure what your dike system is over here near Henry Street. Geez, it don't look like a pair of fucking testicles or something there. Like the overetic. Really, man, what is going on with that? Oh, maybe they play cricket there. There's some ovals out there, who knows? I would think cricket. Yes, this American is educated, so I actually think cricket sometimes. Barnsdale Airport. Oh, how low is that? Oh, we got a go-kart track. Oh. That looks fun. Hey, go get your small engines up in the air. You guys gonna have a problem. Watch your shaft stuff. Those engines are, you save your shit. Save that stuff you spray on your tires. Don't be polluting the floodwaters with that crap. Right? Watch it. So go get your tools. Get your stuff out of there, and the kid loses his go-kart, and it saddens me at the thought. Small engines matter. Right? It's gonna be Painesville. Not as much for you guys. Because when the storm comes in, sometimes it whips that direction a bit. You could have some flooding back up into these rivers, depending on the winds, when it does that whip around. And why young? Because you're born young. You should only be young once. Leave the younglings alone. Granite Creek's gonna run deep. Yeah, it is. There'd be problems back there. So a lot of these dry river gulches and stuff will be gulping up the water. It's going to be beyond moist. It's going to be more than just wet. She's a squirting, folks. Absolutely a squirting. It's going to be pissing it down. Yeah, so make sure you protect your equipment and stuff. You might lose it. I mean, old lathes and stuff for cutting lawnmowers are irreplaceable from the lawnmower blades. Hey. Yeah, I see and stuff in my head, so I'm just giving warnings. Oh gosh, this river over here is Mount Difficulty as well. Going to live up to its name. Yeah, look at how steep these peaks are. And the drop-offs. It's very pyramidic. Where the creeks meet. Always look where they meet. Well, you know where you flooded in the past. And if you shaved your bushy too much, you're going to have erosion. Which way you shaved your bushy out here? Yeah, you need some freedom on this highway. Oh yeah, here's what they went. I see you. There's a railroad interchange here. Und dann wie stores the boxcar here, a Mafia Drive over here. Mafia bada bing bang bong road. Bada bing bada bang bada bang. Bada cam bada boom bada bam. Yeah, you guys have some big problems coming here. She ain't heavy, they came by my brother. Oh, yeah, that's a key. That's Key Logistics Center there. You could have a big yard here to store all sorts of things to put to the new shipping port they obviously want down here. And let's see, what else would I want? I would suggest that we have a flood barrier here that they could close. Or maybe that's what that is. And maybe, well, we need a second one because we cut a new inlet. Who knows where they're headed with this? Geoengineering can attack you without notice. On days they say there's going to be no storms, you're just one big chem deployment away from having those storms like happened here. Or they didn't slate you to have them, but I told you, the volatility is there. The conditions are already ripe to make the storms. All it needs is the right catalyst, and they have been added. And then they flooded you guys a little bit flashly in your front yards. I seen some of the pictures of some of the hailstones that fell. That was a little bit small. Not a disappointment when I don't see the dams. Look at the waveform pin in this direction. It's actually causing the condensate strip in there. These are heated barrier lines. Maybe that would have gone out to sea with more. It slows that edge down like a snowplow. Oh, it hemmed it up on the side of the road. It slung the chem in towards that mass. As that's probably turning in a toroidal direction. If you look straight down that, it'd be looking like down a pipe of a wave. And it's just moving sideways through the sky, so you have to get your head around that. Let's see if X-Smith is fry baby in us. Fried, 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 get it fried, yeah, 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 fried, fried, fried. Would you like some fries? No, thank you, I'll pass. What seasoning do you want? You want some Lunaberry with streptine? You want some lithium? Because you're getting a bit too smart there. We had that with a little bit of your fluoride. You drink your 8 glasses a day. We get that right in you there. Just get it right in your brains. Fluoride heads, their thinking's dead. It is. Oh, what a fucking shame. You got more microwaves out here than General Electric makes. And well, there's a whole lot of General Electrical phenomenon going on here. Look at this puffy-ass staying in place, contamination clouds shooting off in every direction of the wind. How many directions of the wind are flowing over here at this moment? See what I'm talking about? This explosion over here. Explosion. Ooh, ooh, boom, 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 boom. Plume, 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 plume. Plume, plume, plume. Yeah, we always have big straight lines and clouds like this. As he goes backwards, then 10-minute jumps. 10 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 10 minutes later. Mercy sakes alive, we got us a chem bomb. Chem bombs. You're getting duped with chem bombs. Excuses coming off the news all night. These are not natural contrails. Don't buy that con tonight. Don't be breathing chem bombs. Say no to geoengineering today. They are killing off all life and bleaching all the whales. Beaching whales convoys. Yeah, the whale convoys are fucking up. They're doing strange shit. I think they're trying to tell us something. Maybe they're dying on the ocean floor from the fallout of this stuff. Maybe has anybody tested the exhalations of the whales to see if they're becoming pneumonias and stuff like we get? Are they becoming asthmatic and never surfacing again? What is on the ocean floor buried in the silt of these floods will never be known by us. Because when it's all said and done, where nothing is permanent, and neither are we, it will one day become a sediment rock ourselves. And well, only you could decide how sedentary you want to rock right now. You won't kick back in that rocking chair, grow your gray hair. Hey, that you earned it. Or do you want to get out there and induce some gray hairs in a bunch of people that are adrenochroming themselves up to make sure they never get a gray hair? Is all I gotta say about that particular topic of the frazzled, drippy ass motherfuckers ruling you over in Canberra who'll do anything to hide their own guilt. They'll condemn 100 people to protect their wallet, to protect their legacy. They ain't got a leg to stand on as far as I'm concerned now when it comes to integrity. Unless you think integrity is an integral part of greed in people's lives. You expect some very heavy totals up here. We're just starting to show some action over here up in Bundaberg way. Hey, so I'm going to finally give you guys a bit of a view of what's going to go on over there. Conned, boys. You being conned? How many years of dupe juice you going to drink before you take actions into your own hands? How many days of torturous chem will I have to watch while somebody spews that that's healthy stuff from white hats? Bullshit. That is a lie. The white hat is the guy in the mental hospital. Oh, I'm just not in the know. No, actually, I know where my brain is. And I know what fact is. And I have to go at that rumor because Bozy said so. What a liar. Sorry. If you love the guy, it's not my fault. Hey, a lie is a lie is a lie. That's a lie. They say prove it, show me what's there that's this good for you. Remember they said Covfefe was going to make 5G healthy for your ass? That was a lie. So if you spout that stuff to me, you're just spouting dupe juice. You've been duped. Dupity juice. Dupa loompa cupidity dupe. They've got another puzzle for you. While you think somebody's diving in a hole rescuing children are not being rescued in the holes, and good patriots with great intention and good integrity are lulled to sleep with the Little Orphan Annie radio show every fucking night and the decoder ring and the following statement: you are not in the know if you don't agree with their self-induced cognitive dissonance. And chembims are bad. They're unhealthy. And anybody that says different is obviously has a vested interest in perhaps Masonic. I don't think you're going to be a colonel and not being a member of an organization. That's my opinion about that. Because I had lies come across my messenger again today. Don't send them to me. Do your homework. You're going to get a month's worth of rain quick time down there, Sid. And it's not over yet. This is on the 11th, and you're impacted with another batch. And this is going to be heavy. And it could dump nearly the same amount on you twice. They swell in the streams, and they're killing the dreams. They gave you the dream to own the house. Told you could get the mortgage. And then at this time in your life, when you're finally paid it off, and you're going to have no bills, what do? It's not giving me what I'm asking for here. Yeah, this is what you could expect to get over the next 3 days. 3 days. You got about 24 hours to react. Not much longer. And the roads are going to be what I would consider unsafe, unpassable, and the risks of slides and death to families and stuff is very high. And oneness be with you guys. Be you, be free, be oneness. Big love, stay safe, peace. Nice, upset.